So beyond meditation, our focus on emergence. So the guidance that I'm receiving is it's time to, like, like literally when your skin goes dry and they say just overhydrate your skin. It's a little bit like that. We are to like over illuminate our planet across the world. And, our group is one of the few that is at where, in this beyond meditation, everyone that participates in it goes into that space of being in the attunement of the soul presence. So when we embark on such a focused implementation of illuminating ourselves and through us illuminating our planet, it literally is like just really soaking the planet with light. It's the lightation or illumination of the planet at a very deep level. So literally, the request for me and for everyone that I'm talking to is get your lights out earlier than you otherwise might have done. Light up your world and light yourself up. We are going into deeper and deeper layers of lighting ourselves up through this series that we are right now engaged in Beyond Meditation. I don't know if any of you used something called it is called the biodome. And biodome, I think it was a European technology developed by Swedish people, and it was a light dome. So you literally went into this dome that was, and the dome itself was built with certain dimensions which followed the Fibonacci sequence, and it was a sacred geometry pattern that was there. And basically, you went in there and you would lie down in whatever the mat was that was given to you by the practitioner, and the dome would get sealed completely. And then what they would do is they would light up the dome. So it's like you're in there and you're surrounded by light, and the light would be diffusing into the dome through the parchment of the dome itself. So you literally were like in the middle of the light. And what I found out later on is, and it was like you did it only for 10 minutes once a month. That's all you were allowed to do, no more than that. Because the saturation of this light at a cellular level was so powerful that it made it literally served your brain cells and the nerves to, really have you be very creative. So it was very nourishing for the brain. I was introduced to a woman who had this biodome, and she was one of those, work under the radar sort of health practitioners. She was actually a computer engineer out of India, and then went on to live in London. So I would go to her, and I was just curious. So basically, you as the patient receiving the light, you had the controls to decide which light you were going to have more of. So you literally just turned like these knobs, and you had all these different lights that would come on, and they were all the colors of the rainbow. It felt amazing, and you had to lie there with your eyes open when you did it. Now, what I found out later was that what nourishes the brain is a monochromatic light. That's why the brain absorbs so much. And literally, I would find that different days I was actually working with different lights. At that time, this is before my spiritual journey, and it was not long after that I got into this space where nothing made any sense to me. And I'm sure this would have contributed, this experience would have contributed to that. So the reason for me to share all of that is I have within me the frequency of these monochromatic lights. So in the emergence that we are going to go through in Beyond Meditation, I'm just going to allow myself to be guided to bring in different types of monochromatic light. as they arrive. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And in doing so, I hold the intention that each one of you as a cellular memory are able to lodge in the vibrational frequency of the monochromatic light that we work with, so that you can tap into it anytime you want. It will feel different in different parts of your body. Sometimes I would go into a very deep state of rest afterwards. Other times I would be so energized that I just didn't want to rest at all. She lived very close to Kew Gardens, and I remember many times I would do this 10-minute thing and I would be off to Kew Gardens, and for hours and hours I would be walking there, so energized. And there were other times where I just wanted to go by the river, find a little corner and just be with the water, allow myself to feel the flow within. So you will each experience different things. We are very fortunate that we have at least two people here. Meena is here and Tejasvi is here. They're both on the banks of the river Ganga in Rishikesh. So we have the goddess of light, which is the river Ganga. Her energy through them is certainly very present in our fields, which is such a bonus. Otherwise, I would have to presence that energy. We actually have two people in our circle that are right there. And Tejasvi, I know, travels through the mountains in the valley of Rishikesh, which really is considered to be like a gateway to heaven a lot. So she's very anchored in certain caves which have got certain energies of ancient saints and stuff. All of that makes a very big difference. Himalayas themselves carry the energy of the ocean. So what I have seen in terms of, we are in the relationship industry. So the relatedness of the relatedness that gets invoked by the ocean is that like a brother energy. And so it's, brother ocean, the sky is the, father sky. So Himalayas are actually a very big ocean that, through various tectonic movements became this phenomenal, majestic mountain range, which has a very different energy to that of the ocean. And it is a protector energy. So we get the benefit of, being protected from a very loving standpoint and shielded through the Himalayan mountains. All of that comes in from having the Rishikesh and the Himalayas present here in our midst. I can talk about every part of the world that is here, and let's just receive all of those different parts of the world and the energies that they embody. Let's receive those powerfully. So just get yourself anchored, and you're going to anchor yourself having the base of your spine be connected to the core of the earth. And ideally you have your feet on the floor, and imagine the middle of your feet are connected to the core of the earth. Drop your hands on either side. Turn them forward. Stretch your fingers a little bit. Imagine the tips of your fingers are connected to the core of the earth. And we have these amazing golden cords that are connecting us to the core of the earth. We are now being introduced to the composition of these golden cords that are going to support us in our emergence journey. It is the emergence into our true self. So the metals that have come together to support us in this emergence, we talked about that last time. We have the precious metal gold. We have titanium. We have copper, and we have bronze. Some of you may actually experience a slight metallic taste in your mouth, and that's just, you're picking up those vibrational frequencies. These metals come together to give us a very powerful nourishment to our nervous system through gold. Bronze is a divine metal. It's a metal that is used in India a lot to create statues of deities. Now, it's a metal that is like a perfect receptor of divine blessing type energies. And it literally is a metal where wherever there is any divine blessing, it just gets magnetized to bronze. That's the power of bronze. So, by having it as in our golden cord that is grounding us, where we are laying down our roots through this amazing connection to the core of the earth, having bronze in there makes us a magnet for divine blessings. Copper is antibacterial, antiviral also. Very powerful, very subtle cleanser. Its innate vibration is resilience. The innate vibration of copper is resilience. The innate vibration of bronze is divine, magnetizing blessings of the divine. The innate vibration of precious metal gold is, the phrase that's coming is structured illumination. Titanium is a very different composition. Titanium brings a lightness of being. Its innate vibration is the vibrancy of lightness of being. I've had glasses. When I used to wear glasses all those years ago, I used to wear glasses made with a titanium frame, and they were so light. I now have titanium in a crystal form. And it's a small little piece, but my God, it just emanates rainbow light through it. You can now lift your hands and put them on top of your thighs, palms facing upwards. And in the middle of your left palm is the presence of a royal red ruby. It's a very sparkling form of royal red ruby. And in the middle of your right palm today is the presence of a Uruguayan amethyst. The golden chords they're performing two functions during this Emergence series. There's one direction that flows through the golden chords that clears your field and takes whatever energies no longer serve you and releases them into the core of the earth. There is also a reverse, like an osmosis that happens with another string of the golden cord that brings from the core of the earth and even beyond the core of the earth energies that are going to serve you. So imagine that you are wrapped in a column. That's how we are going to be stationed throughout this Emergence series. you will be in the center of a column. And it's a column of light. And it is through this column that we are actually going to feed our cells. And what's more important is to get to a point where the moment our cells are fed with this monochromatic light frequency, we immediately connect to our nanocells. Nanocells is what make up the DNA and the RNA. And they are important to be nourished at this time. So I want you to just experience the column of light around you. For some, it will feel warm. For others, it will feel steaming hot in parts. And for others, it might be, just nothing really. And for some, it might even feel cold. The different layers of this column have got different light frequencies. And the intensity of that light frequency is then linked to the temperature. We have done a lot of work on up-leveling of the human body. Through the emergence into our true selves, we are actually working on the sensory organs, and we continue to smoothen the lubrication of our joints. So in terms of the human body, our joints have a benefit from beyond meditation, the Emergence series, and our sensory organs do. So I'm picking up that each one of us is now plugged into our column of light. And we have made the connection and the switch of connection of our own inner illumination is flicked. So it is switched on. You're plugged in and connected to your own illumination. Okay. The human vibe attunement beyond meditation is all about harmonizing our soul presence and having that as a destination be experienced by our human form. And that brings about, that experience of the soul presence brings about that perfect harmonization. And we become one with our soul presence. The human form recognizes that it is a vibrational frequency of love. And in that recognition, it plugs into the function it has, which is to amplify this vibrational frequency. The soul presence reconnects to the memory. I'm using the phrase memory. Soul does not work with memory as such, but it really reconnects to the reason for it choosing the human form for its expression this time around, which is to amplify its experiences in relating and relatedness. So rather than feeling confined or conflicted because of the perceived weakness of the human form, it recognizes the power and the strength of the human form through its amplification frequency of love. And it does so through the human vibe attunement by acknowledging itself as a human, receiving itself as a human, and accepting itself as a human. So the clearing has begun. As I was speaking it, I needed to anchor the whole conflict, dissolution and dissolving and disintegration and release actions in a very loving way and a very subtle way. So no forces within us or outside of us can interfere with that release of conflict. What we are also doing through the Emergence series is neutralizing the vibrational frequency of conflict within us. And in doing so, as your holographic reach expands and expands and expands, you start remaining anchored in whole and complete, stationed as a human in love, expressing and speaking your truth. So automatically your fields are being cleared. What I'm going to guide you to do is to receive this time. Clearing is taking place by itself. And I'm going to guide you to receive the perfect dosage of, and perfect intensity of, perfect frequency of the color and the light that is going to enable your individual cells and nanocells to recalibrate and return to their true self. And then in between the Beyond meditation sessions, the Emergence cycle will kick in. Imagine that in the center of our circle that we've created, there is a bucket, and I'm calling it the sound bucket. So any sounds that you may hear that come in the way, just put them into the sound bucket. It will get released into the core of the earth. Some of you may feel sensations that might interfere. So let's have a sensation bucket. I'm going to combine that with thought. So we have a bucket, which is a thought and sensation bucket. So if you experience any particular sensations that interfere in the depth of your presence in Beyond meditation, just put them into the sensation bucket. If you have thoughts that take you away, then put them in the into this thought and sensation bucket. If you have sensational thoughts, just go put them into the sensation and thought bucket. Because the clearing is happening by itself, I'm just getting your mind to be very engaged and vigilant, clearing your space, up-leveling it, uplifting it, so that you can, using your heart and your gut, draw on very specific colors, monochromatic light colors, and open your cells up like a sponge to just soak that in. I've been very specifically guided to bring in the color purple and pink. So that is present. Purple continues to clear up, clean up, nurture, nourish your pineal gland. And pink actually, light green opens up your heart. And there are different shades of pink that are also impacting two other chakras that have become opened recently. So I want you to now just focus your attention to those golden cords from the base of your feet that are going down to the core of the earth and beyond. And I want you to focus your attention on that aspect of the cord that is actually taking from the earth nourishment and healing, and then servicing your entire physical being with that nourishment. So focus your attention, allow yourself to go with that golden cord from your feet. Release yourself, give yourself permission to go as deep as you need to. And actually, for most of you, you're coming out on the other side of the planet and you're going beyond the beyond, even some of you. That's okay, you're very safe and anchored and rooted. You made that connection. Now going to experience by taking a breath in. You're going to do your 9-4-6 breath. And this time I want you to imagine as if the 9 breath in is coming up from the base of your tailbone, going all the way to the top of your crown, and you're breathing out through your third eye, in between the eyebrows. And in that, taking that breath in, you're actually pulling from the earth that aspect of monochromatic light that has been deposited into the earth by our sun and by the grand central sun. It doesn't matter if these words don't mean anything. Just allow yourself to be in the journey. You don't have to be a believer to experience the benefits. It's fascinating if you do. So breathe in. Breathe into the count of 9. Hold to the count of 4. Breathe out to the count of 6. Breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You will now experience the colors. So imagine as if you are holding these knobs that you can rotate to change the colors. All the 9 monochromatic color frequencies in the form of light are now available to you in your hand. If you did nothing, your cells will be nourished and nurtured by the color purple and the color pink from time to time. It's okay to allow yourself to soak that in. And as you're soaking it into your cells, you can keep breathing into your heart love, kindness, and compassion, and breathe out gratitude and peace. Breathe in love, kindness, and compassion. Breathe out gratitude and peace. Breathe in love, kindness, and compassion. Breathe out gratitude and peace. Breathe in love, kindness, and compassion. Breathe out gratitude and peace. Just keep going. Breathe in love, kindness, and compassion. Breathe out gratitude and peace. Now you can play with the changing of the colors of light. If you want to feel the energy, I have literally transferred that to the palm, to the middle of your hands. You can take your palms up, just face them to each other, and you will feel as if you're holding a ball of light. You will feel the energy. You can take it up towards your eyes, in front of your eyes. Squish it a little, and you will feel there is a ball of energy there. And it is the space where the light energy is coming in. You can also open your eyes and allow this energy to actually look into your eyes. This is the light that is entering your eyes. Through your eyes, it's literally spreading across every sensory organ of yours. Clearing it, heating it, warming it up. You may hear a lot of crackling in the ears. Some might experience a bit of a piercing pain in the jaw, and it will disappear. Okay. We are now going to up-level your vibe through the human vibe attunement. You can keep your hands there. I'm keeping mine, or you can put them on your lap. Repeat after me. This is a declaration from your soul presence to your human form. And it's time for your human form to receive this powerful acknowledgement and be seen in its highest vibrational frequency. So give your cells and your nanocells permission to be recognized for the magical worthiness that you embody within you. an unequivocal remembrance of dignity as a vibrational frequency takes place as we go into the human vibe attunement. Repeat after me. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to anchor this. Bring your hands close to each other. Touch your fingertips like this. Put them in front of your heart and look through the quadrangle. Take your hands in a namaste, and this time you are honoring yourself, giving this namaste, honoring the divinity in you that you just experienced outside of you. And in doing so, you are honoring your own worthiness, and from that space, honoring that in others. Rub your hands against each other. Put them over your eyes. Open your eyes. Take your hands on top of your head, the back of your head, down your neck, down your shoulders. Do an energy sweep and blow. Just always take a few minutes in this emergence sessions. Just want your bodies to recalibrate. Doesn't take more than 4 or 5 minutes. Don't just stand up. Once you're recalibrated, you can just get on with your day. Beyond meditation itself is complete, and I like to anchor the words so that we can spread the vibe of the words as well as our own vibrations. Wow. Phyllis says, thank you, Phyllis. You look so beautiful today! Exclamation, exclamation. Great, thank you. I look forward to the alchemy crystal bowls information. It's beautiful. Wow, so lucky to be in Rishikesh with Ganga. Yes, indeed. Beyond meditation on emergence into our true self is so effective. It touches my heart. Yes. Many thanks from Badrinath. Wow, this is great. That's wonderful. Lightness and love. Bathed in purple light. Thank you. Magnificence, magnificence. That's wonderful. Thank you, thank you. Just allow yourself to be. No rush, there is no rush. And I'm going to see you again on Tuesday. I will be in communication over the next few days on our WhatsApp group. Thank you so much, everyone. Deep gratitude, Suzanne, for sharing the videos. It's lots of appreciation and blessings. Thank you all. Thank you. Wow, 10 new messages. Grateful restoration, total peace. Thank you. Exquisite namaste filled with love. Thank you. Blessings. Grateful for the amazing start to the day. Yeah, isn't it just? It's a powerful completion for us, which is just wonderful. Feeling intense, soft lights, how powerful. Deep meditation, one with self. Yes, indeed. Fuchsia ruby radiating. Yes, and receiving beautiful divine light and light. Thank you. Feeling my divinity within me. I am a knower. Love and gratitude indeed. Thank you so much. Thank you. Love and gratitude. Blessings, blessings, blessings.